So actually, I got started in real estate in Houston, Texas, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but I graduated college in Pennsylvania, moved to Houston, got a job as an engineer, and tried to climb my way up the corporate ladder and just never really got there. And I like to say I was an average employee. I came in late, left early, took my lunch, took my vacation, and my bosses would always say I didn't have what it takes to move up in the world. But I just wasn't passionate about what I was doing, and I wanted to make more money, so I went back to school, got an MBA. I thought that would be the ticket. Wasn't the ticket either. Actually, it was back in the year 2001, or the year 2000 or 2001, I picked up the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. And that book motivated me and inspired me to seek out specialized education instead of formal education. And if you ever read the books, Kiyosaki says that specialized education can make you a fortune and formal education can get you a job. So I started going to real estate investing seminars in Houston, Texas. And I did that in 2001. And so look, it wasn't the book that changed my life. It was the action that I took. I sought out education. I sought out mentorship. I invested in myself. And that's the best investment people can make, better than in any apartment building, is you invest in yourself by going to conferences and mentorships and masterminds. And that's what I did. And I started that journey in 2002. So it's been 21 years.
So knowing what you know today, would you have gone the college route, or would you the college education, or would you have gone with the street education?
Well, that's kind of a double-edged sword, because like on one side of the coin, I truly believe that like everything you've done up until this point in life is part of what got somebody here, right? Like, so I can make the argument to say, if I didn't get the engineering degree, if I didn't get the MBA, maybe I wouldn't have been so frustrated, and maybe I wouldn't have hit rock bottom in terms of my career and my confidence. And so maybe I would have never found real estate seminars, or maybe I would have never picked up the Kiyosaki book. So from that point, from that perspective, everything happened the way it was meant to happen. Yeah, but I could also say I never really used my engineering degree and my MBA to do real estate investing and to make a lot of money. And for people to know my story, my net worth was like $700K after 14 years of corporate America. Now it's 100 times that from doing real estate. So I could also make the argument that I wasted a lot of time doing formal education. So like, I don't have kids, but if I did, I would probably encourage them. And this is where the true answer comes down. I would probably encourage them to be entrepreneurs. And, if they had a burning desire to go to college, I would support them, but I would not push them to go to college just because it's the right thing to do. Like, I don't think college is the right thing to do for everybody. And I don't think you need to have a college degree to be a millionaire entrepreneur. So that's my answer.
I totally agree with you. I think there's certain discipline that you get for, finishing the degree in college that could last with you for a lifetime. So you've been involved in so many deals now. Let's go back to that very first deal that Brad Sumrok did.
Oh my God, it was in 2002 in Pasadena, Texas, 32 units. I can remember it like it was yesterday. And here's the thing, it was just under $1 million. So my loan amount was about $800K. I put 200 down. I bought the deal with my own money. I did not syndicate my first two deals. And why? Because at the time, my mentor was not syndicating deals. He was buying deals with his own money. And so he taught me to buy deals with my own money. And my own money was limited. And by the way, that's one of the reasons I love syndication now, is because you're not limited with other people's money. You're limited by your own money. But back then, that's what I was guided to do and mentored to do. So my mentor said, Brad, take as much money as you have and buy as many units as you can with that down payment. So I took 200 grand. It was my life savings in corporate America. And I bought 32 units in Pasadena, Texas. That property put like $4,000 a month into my bank account, almost like clockwork. And by the way, the interest rate was 6.375%, which is higher than it is today.
That's right. I think people are just getting a little bit of a sticker shock on the interest rate, right? Because we got spoiled with low interest rate for a while. So that first deal that you were involved in, did you hit any road bumps or, was it smooth sailing for you?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, look, it's work. Like there are challenges that have to be overcome. I still had my job. Okay, so I was working in Houston 9 to 5, and I was even traveling internationally 20% of the time. And then I had this 32-unit apartment building. So very quickly, I took one of my residents that had lived there a long time, and I made her the manager, and I gave her free rent, and she collected the rent. And then we also found a guy that could do maintenance part-time. But that was a challenge because the first 2 or 3 maintenance people we had, they didn't show up, or they'd show up drunk, or they didn't do work. And I found myself on weekends going to Home Depot, and I'm just like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Like the only tool I know how to use is a wine bottle opener. Like I don't know I don't know anything about Home Depot. And so there were some challenges there. But once I found a reliable maintenance person and a reliable person that could be on site, my manager lived on site. And so I made her the manager. It helped me a lot. And I paid them really well because I knew how valuable they were to help me run my business. I mean, look, I still have a job. I'm traveling. Like my maintenance guy made $12 an hour at his full-time job. I paid him $20 to work for me part-time. Mm-hmm. So you know what he would do? He would leave his job early and come work for me because I was paying him 50% more. But it was worth it to me. It was worth it to me to pay my staff so that they could do things that I didn't have to do.
This episode is brought to you by Jet Lending. For over 20 years, Jet Lending has been helping real estate investors succeed. They offer 100% financing so you can be in at $0 at closing. I can always count on Jet Lending to fund my deals. If you're looking to fund your next deal, contact our friend over at jetlending.com.